Steve Slayton, have you been watching this WVU baseball team?
I have been following. I mean, they've been the pride of West Virginia as of late. So, man, I'm happy to see them doing well and being, in national title hopes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm on board. Call me a bandwagoner, whatever. I went right to the book exchange, ordered some WVU baseball gear. In fact, they have the throwback hats that I like that they had to stop doing because they look too much like the Yankees logo. And guess what? I got 25% off. And I didn't have to do anything but put in the code. What's the code, Steve?
Burning Couch.
Burning Couch. 25% off of anything at the book exchange. In fact, I wrote them a song. You didn't know I was a singer-songwriter, did you?
No, you're a jack of all trades, Matthew.
Take me out to the book exchange. Take me out for some discounts. Use the bonus code Burning Couch. I don't care what you buy. There you go.
It's a great one.
Book exchange. Aren't you glad you paid for that? The book exchange. Check out both locations on campus, downtown, Evansdale. You can also go online, and anywhere you go, you can use the fancy dancy promo code Burning Couch. Please do it. Makes us look good if you use that. Go to the book exchange. And we are back on the Burning Couch podcast. Took a couple weeks off there. Sorry about that. But we're here now. So shut up. I'm Matty Stouts. I do everything. All kinds of stuff. And with me is a man who does all kinds of stuff too. He's a dad. He's a chef. He's one of the greatest running backs in WVU history. No, the greatest running back in WVU history. Steve Slayton, how are you?
I'm good, Matthew, man. How about yourself?
Well, I wish we had something to talk about today. There just hasn't been anything in the news about WVU or Bob Huggins or anything.
I feel like there's too much at the wrong time.
I'm just like, I saw the headline and I'm like, oh God, please don't. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say? So we're going to talk about this. If you don't know what's going on, Bob Huggins used a slur, homophobic slur. You may not think so, but it is to folks who are gay. So it is a slur to them. And we'll play the clip, actually. Let's just play the clip real quick. And then coming up, we got Mike Asti. He's going to dive into this a little bit more with us about, what do we do? We don't want to, everybody is just entrenched in camps right now. It's like, if you're for Bob, then you got to be okay with that word. There's a little more nuance than that. Don't you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, you can always be okay with the man, but there's always, or even there's a person, but there's always a lesson that can be learned and should be learned.
So I don't know if very many people have heard the clip. I did a slight beep on it, but this is just a little taste of the clip of Bob Huggins on a Cincinnati sports talk radio, or I don't know if it's a sports talk show. It's an AM radio show. So obviously it's conservative and, Bob was feeling comfortable, but here you go.
Okay, it was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fakes, those Catholic fakes, I think.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
So to put in context, they were talking about Xavier, which is Catholic University, used to be a crosstown rival of Bob Huggins' Cincinnati Bears. They recently had a night, and I guess some folks threw out some rubber penises. Hilarious in my book. And they had to make it into a whole thing, transgender. And then, and then Bob uses that word. So that's the two sad parts. One is, why even go there? And two, people keep saying Bob Huggins, well, he's old. He shouldn't, you can't, older folks don't know that. He knows that, right? Right. He knows you shouldn't use that word.
I think there's a period of time to where, just think about it for when it became a problem, or nationwide problem or a world problem, how people change their vocabulary or when they get caught. I think of it being for so long and then it's slipping up now. It just seemed like, like people like to say, it was locker room conversations or it was more intimate than it was meant to be. And I think that's an old school mentality just because of, hey, why would you be grabbing a dildo if you're not a gay or something like that? I don't know. I mean, it's just.
Well, here's the thing too. So you and I both said that word. I worked at a radio station in New York City, WNEW. We called each other that word every day, 100 times a day. I look back on that and I'm like, we shouldn't have been. That wasn't cool. But I learned. I've spent a lot of time. I will say I have a lot of gay friends. And I think a lot of the problems come when people don't have friends from a group that they are okay making fun of. So if you don't hang out, and I don't say, a gay guy at work, I'm saying have friends that are gay and like understand like, hey, my friend would really be hurt by that. So therefore I don't use the word. Bob probably doesn't have a lot of gay friends that he hangs out with. And again, when guys are together and they say things, but first of all, you're on radio, dude. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, somebody's watched. But I mean, that's where empathy and sympathy comes in, and I think that's a problem with kind of the world today is that you don't have friends in certain genres, certain nationalities, certain race backgrounds, to where you don't have any empathy or sympathy because of the way somebody might feel.
I think the key word is empathy. It's something that's lacking in today's society, 100%. And it is a lack of it. Again, it's just a lack of knowledge in some cases. I think Bob knows better. I think Bob really got caught up in a story, but I do think it's wrong, and I think there needs to be some repercussions, and we'll talk about that a little bit later with Mike Asti, because we both have been on Twitter a lot today, the last couple of days. I got pulled into this too, but for me, it's like, do you fire him? I don't. Firing to me just feeds the fire of like, oh, it's cancel culture, and you guys are liberal. I think it's spend some time, Bob, with the LGBT community at WVU. Hang out, get to know some folks. It'll be a lot harder for you to say that word after that. I guarantee it. Yeah. But we're gonna get into nothing could just be like, hey, let's have a discussion about it, especially on Twitter. It's either you fire him or you guys are all, several words have been thrown at me that involve being called a vagina, but not in a nice way. Because you can't be, the other thing that somebody said was like, oh, these guys that are teachers, they don't do sports. I did a lot of sports too. I still play sports, fatty, by the way, guy on Twitter. I don't think you still play sports. Anyway, we also want to talk about the baseball team coming up with Mike, and we've got a fun game. We need a fun game after all this heavy talk, and I've got one for you today. It's called the baseball promotion game. You can guess what that might be all about. So we're going to talk some more about Bob Huggins and what's going on at WVU, baseball, and I don't know, anything else that when Mike gets on, though, sometimes he just talks forever. It's like, dude, just, hey, it's my show. I don't come on your show. In fact, he never even invites me on his show. Have I been on your show, Mike?
You've been on my show before, yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but you've been on. Maybe it's a different show. I think you were on a post game, not my normal show that I have now. But we'll get you back on.
It's very uncomfortable talking about a human being when they're sitting right here looking at you. But I stand by what I said. Let's go to the break.
I was waiting it out. See, I was quiet for a long time right there, by the way.
and that'll be it, though. All right, we're gonna take a break, come back, unpack some of this stuff with Bob Huggins, and also let's talk about something good. Let's talk about Mountaineer baseball on the other side.
From Jam Street Media.